We all been around for quite a long time. Like, when did you all first cross paths?
Me and some friends used to run Black Hole, and then Ops were playing in the venue. Obviously, we know about Ops lah, but Substation because I used to work at Substation, and that's how I know more closely Chiwa and Cheryl also. Yeah. I think doing Osila, I think.
Osila was launched there, right?
Yeah. I think that was the first getting to know a face.
Ops also presented SIAL in 2019.
KFA BlackKaji.
State of Motion.
State of Motion.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. What are the top music spaces that come to mind when you think about growing up in the Singapore scene for you?
IJ Studio.
IJ Studio.
IJ Studio.
Wow, industrial area near Paya Lebar.
Garden Industrial Building.
Yeah, but I think during our formative years, like we go to shows at Youth Park.
Weekend trip.
Yeah, Youth Park, and then
Youth Park was where was Youth Park? Sorry.
That's our time.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking.
Different gen.
Bro, how you different gen?
Merdeka this one.
Yeah, you were kids.
Youth Park, where was it?
Youth Park lah.
Youth Park, the red bus. Okay.
The nowscape.
Then we found out, oh, there's this Substation.
Yeah, Substation.
But Substation is like, for us kids, it's like a whole day affair.
First you get at the MRT last cabin. Then you drop by at City Hall. Then you go and eat at whether there's Long John there or Sakura or S11 last time.
S11.
Yeah. Then after that we go to show and until night lah. Right.
We were a product of that lah, basically. So there,
Big Merchant.
Big
Merchant or like in Ubi that time, Jammer Speed. Yeah, because when you go to that kind of shows, it's like everybody's gonna be your friend after that. And then after that, somehow the next week you're gonna play in that show. Like
Somehow.
somehow.
And no hierarchy lah.
Yeah,
like barrier to entry, accessible.
And for us, the tickets were dirt cheap,
$5.
so you can afford.
Yeah. 5?
Yeah.
Wow, these kids don't know.
There you are. If you like a band, then you just get a demo. Then that's where like all the other distros will be bringing like zines or whatever merchandise and.
And then the zines are obviously, that's how we also know like communities from across the causeway also.
Malaysian bands, Indonesian bands.
And then the people curating or programming were usually just like y'all lah, like
Friends
friends
ah.
ah.
Yeah.
Like got lose a lot of money or not?
Last time we don't really care about money. I don't know why.
I never think about money.
I don't know why we.
We get money from anyway.
Rent was cheaper. So
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
Over the years, I'm sure y'all had to grieve a lot of lost spaces.
Of course.
That's part of life.
I think we
In Singapore especially.
Yeah.
How have y'all navigated all these years with it being so hard to maintain spaces?
We talk about black hole.
No, Black Hole was trauma. But we were young. I hope people don't go through that much.
No, we were just talking to the 526 guys who were saying that y'all were one of the people who very kindly like shared the wisdoms.
No, we don't share with them. We just know how difficult it is to run. That's why we tell them just take care of mental health and money.
And money.
That causes mental health also.
Yeah, because it's very hard to run a creative space. It can be fun, but at the back of your head, you know that you're gonna fucking pay the rent. Yeah, and then also to take care of people.
how long y'all staying in Black Hole?
1 year, I think.
Wow, 1 year. 1 year a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys were behind Project 416 from 2017, is it? All the way until now.
2017.
Yeah.
Our dream is always to have our own practice space. How we start?
I don't know.
Like this, oh. Lipat-lipat.
So it's just that because I have a record store, Surface Noise.
Oh yeah, that makes
Service
sense.
nice. Next
So
door.
beside, I heard that they're moving out because I think it's important to have your own space because it affects your creativity and also for like SIAL we even record there ourselves. So you don't pay for anything. You don't have a time limit. So
The freedom of having your own space. We did a couple of benefits before we opened it. Like treating the room and buying gears and stuff like that.
Treating the room was the most expensive.
Expensive.
Right?
Yeah, it's more expensive, but it still sounds like shit.
for
I mean, it's an
punk standard it's fine lah.
Punk standard, okay.
Can I ask, when you all record CL at 416, right? Is it tracking or live?
For the first record, we do live. I mean,
I think we went away from recording live because of space constraints also.
Dharma is big on that, like room sound and everything.
Yeah.
Y'all record in here?
We have, yes. I think Oscilla was recorded here.
I guess talking about this space, I was hoping you could say more about BlackKaji and how serving that niche community has been. Play Freely came first.
Play Freely started here.
Yeah, in Goodman.
Yeah, in Goodman.
We wanted to have this improv festival of free improv, not festival but gigs, right?
Yeah, no, I remember early Play Freely of Cyril Wong singing opera and then got like noise musician, then got cello and all in
You were
one.
part of that Play Freely,
Yes,
right?
I was.
Yes.
Because I know Cyril Wong is a poet.
yeah.
Suddenly, what? What the?
So Play Freely was the first thing we did as a gig involving other musicians.
I think it was also during that period where BlackKaji was organizing a lot of gigs.
He was mainly doing it at Artistry, this venue.
I remember Artistry.
And then that venue closed. It became sort of like a collaborative thing. So it became BlackKaji.
Before all this, we were also independently organizing like all these experimental music gigs since like probably the early 2000s. And Artistry, what was good was that they were very supportive of this kind of like left field music, all this free improv kind of music. Or it's enough to do a lot of stuff. And then we lost that space lah. Even before that, we had like some Black Assist sessions. We were already holding gigs here and workshops here as well. So then he was like, yeah, let's do something.
But I think the important thing about that is when we were doing gigs at Artistry, we could afford to do it because they never charged us anything. No rent, nothing from the door was taken by them.
Yeah.
So and we realized to do this kind of experimental gig, you need that kind of deal. If not, that's very difficult. Yeah.
Another very helpful entity which helped us a lot was Projector. Which is also the same.
Prashant from Artistry.
If things get bigger here that we can't handle here, then we'll just go to Projector. And they were always very supportive of us. They always said at that time the first gig or the first concert of Projector was Play Freely.
Only 15.
Wow. It just feels like the entire scene's survival rests upon a few good people. Passionate enough, but also who can afford to give.
Yeah,
Getting more difficult to find such people.
it's difficult. You need to get a witch-ass person.
A what?
Rich.
Rich ass.
Rich ass person.
Who wants to support?
Yeah, who wants to-
Hey, let's do that. Let's do that.
Do you feel like there have been resonances between both subcultures, like between experimental music and the punk and hardcore scene? Like,
Yeah, of course. I don't know what to say. Experimenting. Punk, everything go.
everything go.
Yeah.
I think
So I need
in terms of
skills.
music, just instrumentation and music, a little bit, but more in terms of approach and thinking.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. But the music, of course, so different, right? Yeah.
The music is different, but I think it's more of the attitude.
Yeah.
Like Ops and SIAL and all your other bands are quite widely toured. Is there any impressions of scenes elsewhere that
Oh, every time we
Can
go on
bring back.
tour, and then we go to a venue, we will like, wow, if Singapore have nearly every city is not.
But if only we have this kind of live house.
This kind of sound system.
Correct, yeah.
But we don't really ask how they run it. But I think the volume of shows, number of people attending the shows can keep the space running. And then there's a bar. In Singapore, we don't have that culture.
There are a lot of venues there, especially Europe, right? Which are squats.
Exactly.
Play derelict places. Now that some people just come and occupy, and a lot of it has a lot of spirit of like resilience.
Good.
Yeah, it's very inspiring when you go there and see.
I think now squats are slowly dying, but there are a lot of venues who used to be sport,
and now
and then the government look at it as a cultural thing, and then just pay a bill again.
Yeah, we are waiting for that day to happen here. Then we can start occupying other people's houses.
That kind of venues takes a lot of protests, takes a lot of demonstrations to understand that these youths or these artists need this kind of spaces to keep the city cool.
That's right.
I think Singapore is quite far from understanding that kind of thing.
Especially it doesn't involve any monetary value, then people won't look at it at all.
I think increasingly also, if you look at a lot of venues overseas, they're also shutting.
Yeah.
There are some that are still there, but it has also taken a toll, which is very sad.
Yeah, during the pandemic, I think a lot of live house in Japan got hit very hard.
Like holding on to a punk ideology in Singapore must be extra hard because nothing's off the grid, everything's hyper controlled. Even so many of our spaces that we love are state run. Like, what's it like to navigate?
I think that pressure makes us more keen to exist. Because if we don't have that pressure, I think we'll be like
Complacent.
Complacent.
Yeah.
It's difficult, but we have each other, and then we try to make things work. Basically, even though the state doesn't care about you, and then we try to just shout from across the room and see what happens. Heavy Scene will establish their own identity in those venues. Everybody have their own style, and that's how each scene become mature. From there, then becomes a culture.
The longevity, right? It has time to attract the right people. Now I see gigs for like pop up, go, different spaces, one night only.
I think it's really cool where venues like 5 to 6, even though a lot of community do their own thing. Yeah, even though it's a same space, but you can know every show is different basically. Yeah, and that's quite cool to have it in Singapore.
Most importantly, also, I think like the one who runs the space understands the ethics or the music to cater to different communities. So I think it's important who runs the
space.
venue. Yeah.
And then with Black Axis, like you guys are on major grant.
I think an important thing to address is that yes, this place is kind of state funded, okay, and it's actually a tricky thing for us to navigate this situation because every time a lot of the work that we put out kind of goes against certain values, but we kind of know what it takes to first do what we want to do and try and grow a scene while we're at it. Ultimately, we are still here. How?
If you have a conscience.
Yeah. It's very difficult because it's not easy given how expensive things are out there. The amount of noise that we make is also tricky. I don't know who wants to have us.
As neighbors.
But,
So far here okay.
Yes, very nice.
Okay.
It's serving a community that appreciates the fact that you're here. Even like borrowing resources, borrowing the room for rehearsals.
Yes, correct.
On top of the shows.
Down to the people.
Yes.
Like even like our neighbors.
Yeah, they're all very nice.
You're here. The place manager who's also very supportive and she deals with us
She
in a very
gets it.
human level.
Yeah.
And they have to listen to us every time we rehearse.
For us, since very long already, we're like, Ops have their own space. We're like, fuck man, I don't know, it's really fucking cool. But then we see them work very hard to run programs and we're like, wow,
But it's also same when we program, then you all are working at those shows.
Oh yeah.
So still have to work, so you're part of the
economy.
The slavery.
We try to
ecosystem.
circulate this thing,
That's the last time I think Psalms also use.
Yeah, some,
Yeah, used to practice here.
Used to practice here.
We practice at 4 a.m.
late night, early morning, late night.
Other
Mish
kind,
damn it.
with otherworldly experiences as well.
I thought Mish 7 p.m. is hard stop.
Because of the 4 a.m. experiences.
What is your hope for the future generation?
When it comes to spaces,
When it comes to spaces lah, like
King Bleak.
in this
Oh,
climate,
yeah,
like,
everything going up in prices.
But for me, I think it's good that we appreciate what we have now. Change is constant. COVID happened, inflation happened. When I say why it's important to appreciate, because we started off as gig goer, right? So when I started off with IJ, right?
Sisters.
Last time it was Sisters.
Uber sisters. Sisters.
So when IJ was, because when I was very young when I went to IJ, we felt like like-minded people are there. So when IJ closed, I didn't know where to go. So there's no place, so there's no people for me to connect with. And I think the next round I went to, Live Parallel or Live Loud, met these guys again. When I look at 416, I think we've gone quite a long way because we started out 9 years ago, DIY punks, working class people. I don't know how we sustained. I think we instilled that resilience in each of us to make sure that we have this space, not only for us, but for any young people want to build a band and just want to make music and put it out there.
Really spokesperson.
Represent. Good job, Miss.
I really like all your answers. Nice. Annoying, y'all. Very good. Zen. Yeah, appreciate what we have is a good one. Because I'm always bitching. Always bitching about what we lost. But that's true lah.
But the importance is resilience.
Especially like what we have now, and like don't talk so much, just go watch show,
just
you know?
do
Like at
your-
the spaces
No,
we have now.
we beach, but then after that the space closed and we like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
You know, what,
Never go before actually.
then we complain lah. If there's no space, then we complain again.
Well, where's that?
The cycle. It's the cycle.